According to your conventional thinking, even before we began this retreat, we thought that my thought happens internally and the world of experience of sound, sight, taste, touch, smell is external. But this is only conditioning. In my pure experiencing, there is nothing out of the field of awareness. There is nothing out of the field of consciousness. I am Brahman. Yes. Everything arises within this Brahman and everything dissolves within this Brahman. Yeah? I do not experience a so-called objective world outside. Even scientists are arguing today whether objects exist or not. Then who am I as a lay person to have such a strong conditioning that there is matter out there? Yeah. Do this experiment today, tomorrow. If you were not attentive enough, you would have just lost it. It goes in like few seconds. So it's very easy to see, oh, beyond that is just me. It's so easy to see. It is me. It is my awareness, my field of awareness. There is nothing else outside of my own field of awareness or my own field of consciousness that I can ever know, because nothing exists outside Brahman. Yeah? Advaita, packed in a capsule for you. So when I am only Brahman and everything is in Brahman, then where is the room for all these illusions, these ragas and dveshas? This is all petty. It starts dropping off. Every time you come to this recognition, what am I doing? Petty things start dropping off. I am Brahman. And what is the quality of Brahman? It is there everywhere. So it is existence. It exists. Yes. Not just here in this body-mind complex, but out there. It lends its existence to objects in the world. The objects or this creation borrows its existence from Brahman. It becomes so clear to see this. It's so clear. So we now understand this from the shlokas. Yes, this is exactly what is mentioned in the shlokas. What? That this existence that I am seeing, that is who I am. I am Brahman. Sat. Yeah? S-A-T. Sat. Sat is existence. Brahman exists and it lends, like a bank lends money, like that. Brahman lends its existence to objects. Yes, objects borrow existence from Brahman. Yeah, the way you go to a bank and you borrow money. Yes, and you feel I am rich. Are you rich really? You feel I have a multi-million-dollar house. Really? Is it yours? Think again. Exactly the same scenario has happened. Yeah? This subtle body, which is the mind, intellect, memory, ego, it has borrowed its feeling of existing, feeling of being conscious from that witness. And what does it think? I am rich. See, I am alive. No, it is not yours. It belongs to Brahman. Like that only, the subtle body is in this illusion that I am conscious. And because subtle body has a very beautiful quality of transparency, like a dewdrop. Yeah? A dewdrop has is transparent, and it's so beautiful sitting on a leaf. It can reflect the sun perfectly. You'll see a mini sun in that little dewdrop. Yeah? So it does its job of reflection so perfectly, it starts saying, I am the sun. Do you see what has happened to the subtle body? Yes. So the subtle body has started now feeling, I am conscious, I am alive. And that is what gives you the I sense. Now, because this subtle body is so beautiful, like a transparent dewdrop that has the quality of reflection, what does it do? It assumes the form of sun. The light is shining out of it. Can you see that? Yes, the light is shining out of it. Exactly the same thing happens to the subtle body. Yes. And now let's see what this subtle body really does. In verse 13, he's going to talk about Maya. Yes. How did this little dewdrop start thinking, I am light, and starts reflecting that light? How this false I started thinking, oh, I am the real I, and it started behaving like that. It thinks it runs the world. It is in control of everything. Oh, my family, my friends, my career, my job, my. How has this all happened? Because finally this my has led to a lot of drama in life, and there is only suffering. So how has this happened? Yeah. It is explained very beautifully in this next verse. Yeah. So verse number 13. Shakti dvayam hi mayaya vikshepavriti rupakam vikshepa shakti lingadi brahmandantam jagat srijit. He's saying Maya has two powers. Yes. Shakti Dvayam. Two powers. What are they? Vikshepa Shakti, the first one. And the second is Avarana Shakti. Vikshepa Shakti is projecting power of Maya. Avarana Shakti is the veiling power of Maya, or the concealing power of Maya. Yeah? Veil is veil, veil, like a curtain. The concealing power of Maya, or obscuring power of Maya. Yeah? There are two powers of Maya. Yes? It's born out of my own ignorance that I first conceal or deny something, and then I project something else in its place. So one example I think 99% of the people have done Ashtavakra, or so I can just safely assume. So I've taken this example where you're walking on the road on a dark night. There is a rope lying there, and what do you see? A snake. But really, what is it? A rope. Yes? So, what happened in this scenario? My own ignorance. Ignorance is nothing. In this case, is fear. Ignorance can have different forms. My own ignorance, which is fear, made me see a rope as a snake. So the first thing that happened was a wailing happened over that rope. Yeah? And a superimposition of my own ignorance or fear made the same rope look like a snake. Yes? The moment a friend comes by with a torch, what happened to my ignorance? It just vanished because of the knowledge or that light of the torch shining on that. And I notice, oh, it's not a snake, it is a rope. In this Avarana Shakti is the veil where I cannot see something as it is. Avarana, the veil. Second thing that happens after the veiling is the projection of the snake. Super clear? First I veil and then I project something else. This is how mistakes happen. This is how errors happen in life. So is Maya the enemy of Brahman? No. Maya is the power of Brahman. You have the power to take up acting as a career and become a hero or a heroine. And when you go on stage, you are in that full makeup, you can become whatever you want. Ram, Sita, Lakshman, whatever. You go on stage and you are a totally different personality. Yes. That is your skill. Acting is your skill. And you do it for fun maybe, or maybe you do it to bring money to the table. It doesn't matter what your reasoning is. It is your skill. Is it different from you? No, my skill is not different from me. Do you get it? Yeah. A dancer can very beautifully dance and get completely lost in her dance. Yeah. She becomes the dance. She forgets who she is, what she is. She's so lost in her dance that a point comes where there is no difference between the dance and the dancer. Yes? Really, is the dance different from the dancer? No. It is her skill or her power, you can say. Exactly the same way, Brahman's skill or power is Maya. Very clear what the first verse says? So we'll look at that. Shakti dvayam hi mayaya. Maya has two Shaktis, Vikshepa and Avarana, which is projecting power and veiling power. Now he is describing the Vikshepa power. What is Vikshepa? Vikshepa Shakti Lingadi Brahmandantam Jagat Srijit. The projecting power begins from the subtle body. We have physical body, we have a subtle body, and the self is the Brahman. Yeah? I am the Brahman or the witness. Yes, this witness consciousness is shining its light on the subtle body or the mind. This subtle body is also called Ling, Linga Sharira. In this line, he's saying the projecting power begins from the subtle body and goes all the way to the entire creation. The witness consciousness, in its own dance, in its own fun, in its own enjoyment, in its own play, it itself is coming into the form of Maya. Yeah. You do that every night. You go to sleep and you start dreaming, no? Dreaming is so different from your waking world. Yes. Similarly, we can take that example that the Brahman consciousness goes to sleep and assumes one finite role. And that finite role is that subtle body that projects the physical body as well as the world. In those few moments of meditation, when I asked you, does the thought exist in the field of awareness? You said yes. Does my sound coming from Germany to US or India or wherever you are exist in your field of awareness? You said yes. Yeah. When you looked out the window and you saw beyond the lawn, beyond the buildings, beyond the hills and beyond the sky, what was there beyond? My own field of awareness. Yes? It's the same projection that is happening. Nothing miraculous. Exactly the same projection is happening. It is all in me. It is all Brahman consciousness. There is no outside of Brahman consciousness. Yeah? Just because 7 billion people on this planet get together and say, okay, let's call this a computer and let's call this table and this is made of matter. That is the conditioning part. My pure experiencing is I do not experience any matter. Yeah? The rest of the sentence, touch of matter, is just conditioning. As a little baby in the crib when you were just born, yeah? Mom gave you some toy. Did you know it was an object? Did you know that your body was a physical body? Or the world thinks it is made of matter? No. All your pure experience is sensations, perceptions, thoughts, and feelings. Nothing outside of that. That is my core. And that enables me to experience this entire world. And that is the only truth. Everything else is conditioning. Everything else is just conditioning. Add on layers that were added on later on. Nisargadatta Maharaj does the I am meditation, where you go sit in the room, in a dark room. Do that. When you go and sit in a dark room, absolutely, it has to be pitch dark and cannot be during the daytime. Has to be done in the night. And you're sitting absolutely still and silent. No breath, no focusing on mantra, no sound, nothing. In absolute silence. What is there really? You lose awareness of the body in a few, say 1, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You forget that the body is sitting. In your pure experiencing, what is there? You don't know that there is a physical body made of so-called matter. You don't know there is a world made out of matter. All you know is your own sensation, your own perception, your own thought, and your own feeling. Do this meditation and see.